Do you or a friend have a pet? Do you love and care for your own pet? Some of you already have one, may want one, or don't want one, and that is absolutely okay. Hi, my name is Crystal Moreno, and today I will be discussing how adopting is better than shopping, as it will help the pets in shelters. Shopping doesn't always benefit the pets, and there are too many without home. To start, one of the harshest realities that do come with shelters is that they are overcrowded. And with that being said, the only humane way of dealing with this overcrowding is to simply put these animals down. Many tend to get pets based on beauty and age. Some don't ever even look at the commitment and go by pure impulse. That leaves many of these pets to die in shelters. According to increasing adoption rates at animal shelters, a two-phased approach to predict length of stay and optimal shelter allocation by Janae Bradley. In the United States, about 6 to 8 million dogs and cats enter animal shelters every year, and 3 to 4 million of those animals are euthanized. In other words, about 50% of the total canines and felines that enter animal shelters are put to death annually. It surely doesn't sound great. It's pretty upsetting. And it's sad to say that it does happen. That is without a doubt. And even then, shelters are probably the best chance that pets do have in regards of having a space to be in. A shelter is best into providing a safe space, health care, and overall help that pets need. To put it simply, Ann Fawcett, author of Is a One Welfare Approach the Key to Addressing Unintended Harm and Maximizing Benefits Associated with Animal Shelters, writes that the shelter, when compared with life on the street or in unsuitable, the shelter is intended to be at least the lesser of two evils. Ideally, a shelter is a place where animals experience not only minimum of negative welfare states, but positive welfare states as well. For certain shelters are not perfect, but it is the best chance some pets have to get a genuine life. It opens doors and opportunities for that good life. Compared to buying, it is the great interest to adopt. Moving forward, having the rarest breed or cutest pet is priority for some people. And with that in mind, some people take advantage of that. Many with the thought in mind will then go to breed animals without proper training or without proper care. Breeding is one of the many issues that is faced when it comes to shopping. Another issue with people selling pets is that they are quick to sell these pets and don't always provide the proper care for them. In some cases, this carelessness and no proper care can lead to many, many sick pets being bought, who then later will succumb to their sickness. Breeding can also come with long-term health complications. For instance, in the article named Come for the Looks, Stay for the Personality, a mixed method investigation of requisition and owner recommendation of bulldogs, French bulldogs, and pugs by Rowena Packer, which speaks on health issues on some specific breeds mentioned in the title, saying that indeed some veterinarians consider bulldogs, pugs, and French bulldogs as having health and welfare too compromised to continue breeding. Their disease burden is likely to negatively impact animal welfare of the dogs and also have the potential to impact human well-being, given that the owners of pets with chronic illnesses report greater psychological distress and a lower quality of life than owners of healthy pets. Although this study is on specific breeds, such as a pug, it is a great example of how continuous breeding of pets that are popular or rather already in great health risk can have long-lasting problems. Not only do the pets themselves, but their owners as well. Consider how emotionally straining it is, or it must be, for both the owner and the pet when there is a huge risk of health down in the line that may take their life and give them poor quality of life. That is a great possibility when it comes to buying and condoning the breeders who will still choose to breed pets that are known for such health risk. With that said, when some people impulse buy these breeds, some will abandon their pets and leave them without home due to these health risks. They won't have such commitment to it. When it comes to homelessness in our pets or pets that you see, there is no need to research to know that that is a huge problem. There are way too many out there without homes. You see them when you're walking, when you're driving in your own neighborhood. Not all of the strays will be in greatest conditions. Some will be dead, near death, and some of them will actually be okay, only due to someone probably feeding them and taking care of them in the neighborhood. For some, like the abandoned pets, there's no true way of life outside of what they knew before being abandoned. Some abandoned pets come from previous owners who probably thought they could commit to them, but couldn't, and decided to abandon them. With that abandonment, there comes confusion, stress, and the overall reaction is to try and survive. Most of the abandoned pets are left to die because, again, either they were brought by impulse or simply the person could not handle this huge commitment. Now, how can we remedy or at least start the process of solving these great issues? One way is to pretty much give extra reassurance of the well-being of animals is to be more stricter on the rules. It is still in the best interest to advocate for adoption and voice out how important it is to go through great lengths for these pets. And perhaps shopping may never go away, but we can try our best by making things stricter. According to Christine Kenny, author of A Local Approach to a National Problem, Local Ordinance as a Means of Curbing Puppy Mill Production and Pet Overpopulation, explains how giving more stricter rules for shelters and small-scale breeders can benefit the pets overall, as by forcing people to work harder and make more effort to obtain a pet, either through locating a responsible small-scale breeder who will often later take back and rehome their dogs if necessary, or through visiting their local animal shelter where the consumer is faced with what will happen should they change their mind about their new companion. People are more apt to fully consider the consequences of adopting and purchasing a pet. With stricter rules, it will show the people who are truly willing to give good quality of life of these pets if they are willing to go through many processes to obtain them. It also deters the people who want to get a pet by pure impulse. Now that we've got some type of idea of how we can alleviate these problems, let's take into action. What can we do? We can all go to volunteer. We can advocate for volunteering. Let's bring people to volunteer. Another way we can at least try and help and take action today is be a voice for these animals that cannot vouch for themselves. It will offer them a greater door for a better life. Be a voice to help them get better chances and to start the flow into a greater and better things for them. To conclude what we have learned today, Adopt Don't Shop is to be aware on helping pets in shelters, on how shopping doesn't always benefit the pets, and how there are many without homes. Be the voice, the change, the compassion that is needed for these pets to have a chance. We can start this change today by volunteering, by having the greatest compassion and care for these wonderful pets that look to us for love. Look to volunteer. Be a voice. Research. You can do it. We can all do it. Thank you for listening.